Hello, everyone. Welcome to YLC's podcast. This is Mind Over Matter. Today, I am here with Abigail, and we are on our first episode back. If you were listening before, we talked about a few other things, but we wanted to bring our podcast back and share some new topics and some new perspectives. So we want to start off for our new listeners, just explaining what YLC is. Okay, so YLC is basically a group of students in Hudson County, and if you're not familiar with Hudson County, it's in Jersey City in New Jersey. And what we basically do is we come together and we have two individual teams. One is digital campaign, which is obviously through digital media. That's how we spread information and awareness about stuff. And then we also have youth voice, and they are more like, they go out and do stuff, and they have walks and stuff like that. So that's kind of what their thing is. So yeah, we want to explain what YLC is for people that weren't here before, they weren't listeners. And then we want to talk about who we are, because you can't listen to people you don't know. Yeah. So I'll say who I am. I am the team leader of the digital campaign team. And yeah, I go to county prep. I am currently a senior. And I don't really know what I'm going to do in the future. I was going to say, what I want to do in the future, but I was like, hey, I don't really know. So, yeah. Since today's topic is going to be about school and stress and stuff like that, let's start off, I don't really know what I'm going to do.
Same.
Yeah. So, here by me is my friend, Abigail, and Abigail's going to explain who she is.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Abigail. I'm a senior at county prep as well. I'm not sure what I want to do in the future.
Yeah. It's okay. We're here to say that's totally fine and that's totally okay. And it shouldn't really cause you stress, because life is about, exploring your options. And I know they put a lot of pressure on high school students to know exactly what they want to do right away. Mm-hmm. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
We're how old are we? 17, most of us? And it's how do you expect a 17-year-old to know what they want in life? Mm-hmm. That's kind of really hard
and stressful
to put on. Mm-hmm. We're still kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm doing college applications right now, and they're like, oh, what major do you want to do in, to be in? And I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm undecided.
Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, that's cool. I feel undecided just means you are open to anything that you like and just learning more about it.
I just want to explore, live life.
Yeah, that's totally cool. So yeah, like I mentioned, today's just talking about stress and school and how we balance all of that together. Mm-hmm. And for my fellow seniors out there, I know it's college application season, and we know how stressful that can be. Personally, for me, I think, okay, so if we're being honest, I put a lot of pressure on myself just to do things and finish them quickly. I'm kind of that type of person where it's
You're type A.
Type A?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means you're very on yourself. You never heard of that? I'm type B. I'm more relaxed. I'm more oh, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. We can think about this later. You're more it has to be done. We can do it right now. I would
say that I'm that type of person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You actually are relaxed. Why is that so?
Yeah, you're oh, I do so much pressure on yourself, and I'm no.
No.
I try to be as relaxed as I can.
Yeah.
When I get stressed out, that's bad.
And I think something I really like to remind myself about is high school is not that serious.
Literally, that's what I say. People put so much pressure on homework, and I'm I'm more I'd rather not deal with the stress and just put it off to later. If there's something more important that needs to be done, sleep. People say, oh, I go to sleep at 2 a.m. I'm why? Why do that to yourself?
Yeah.
That's so bad for your health. That's gonna make it even worse as the next day comes. So I'm I'd rather get my sleep in now and do homework the next day.
Yeah. And we're not saying not to do homework at all.
No, that's just an example.
Yeah, and I like that, where it's for me, it's it's not about I know I'm going to do the homework, but for me, it's I have to do it perfect.
Oh.
And I'm not saying I'm a perfectionist, because I really don't think I am, mm-hmm. but I'm just in terms of academic, okay, this is going to get really deep, but I feel because I don't know if it's because I come from an immigrant household, or because it's just how the structure of my parents and everything, but I'm just right now, my academic achievement is my only goal. You know what I'm saying? It's it's kind of this pressure as a child from immigrant parents, where it's we gave you a better life, now show us what you could do with it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you have a similar experience, because I don't think you're...
No, my parents are from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my family has been here for a few generations now, so they put more pressure on career.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't get a good job, you're gonna have no life. It's like,
I think
it's
that's
over for
everyone
you.
in America.
Yeah, but they don't, at least in my household, they don't pressurize, like, grades as much. Like, don't get me wrong, my parents really care about grades and stuff. They don't want me failing or anything.
Yeah.
But they trust me, like, to get it done. Like,
my parents trust me as well, but it's like this like underlying thing where it's like I put my entire life on hold. I moved to a completely new country. You better use that to like get somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't like. It's like
don't waste it.
You have this like feeling inside you of like guilt, like your parents left their entire life behind for you to have a successful life, and then you're just like gonna waste it. And I know it's not that serious, but like that's what I think all the time.
Yeah, it's just like in the back of your head.
Yeah,
like the guilt.
The guilt. It's like it's always so guilt. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just.
It's like what you use. Like it's like what you do with that, with the opportunities you get.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't put too much pressure on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always like that's kind of in my back of the mind. It's like I gotta do something and I gotta get it done well. But I know now it's like what I like to think about now. It's like let's say sophomore year, for example, I was taking chemistry and I was just like, oh my god, if I don't pass this freaking chem thing, I'm gonna freaking die. And now I'm like over here, I'm like I don't even remember what that was and why I was stressing about it so seriously. Like we sometimes really have to think about it. It's like in a couple of years, is this even gonna matter?
Yeah, like I had a great history teacher. He was like, if this is not gonna matter to you in 5 minutes, if this is gonna upset you for more than 5 minutes, but you're not gonna even remember it in 5 years, like something like that.
Yeah, it's I've heard that where it's like if you're not even gonna remember it in 5 years, why worry about it? But yeah, like that's
that's what I keep in my head. I'm like, if I shouldn't get this upset about something if it's not gonna matter to me in 5 years.
Yeah.
So like,
and it's not that easy, especially now as a senior. It's really not that easy.
Yeah, it's different to different people. Like I say, I don't know.
Yeah, but that pressure though, it's definitely there, and I think it like puts a lot of stress on people.
Yeah,
and especially for me, it's like I gotta get this done well, and I'm like sometimes you don't, you know. Like I'm not saying you need to. You don't need to put every atom of yourself into something. Like I remember like my English teacher last year, I was stressing out and I was talking to other people and they were like having like it's like a breezy old thing. They don't really care about it that much. And I was here like I gotta get it done. I gotta do it. And I'm like, oh my God, it's not that serious. It's like, I don't know. I have this thing where it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I've grown up with that pressure on my back where it's like, you gotta do something well. Like you can't just going below that is just so hard for me because it like I don't know. It like messes with me.
You handle stress well from what I can hear. Like I couldn't do that. If that much pressure has been on me like every day, like I couldn't do that.
It's not even that every day. It's just like what's so weird about it, it's like it's an underlying thing where it's like I'm not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about the fact, okay, maybe this is gonna come out that I'm afraid of failure. I don't know.
It's okay.
But we're being honest. I mean, who isn't afraid of failure? But we're being honest about this, so I'm just like gonna speak my mind. So let's say if there's something I'm really stressed about, I'm not thinking about that pressure. But, like, it's there, and it, like, influences my actions. Like, I don't think it's what I'm thinking about. It's, like, it kind of, like, it's like a domino effect, and it affects the way I act.
Yeah, like, the same thing, like, how I was saying with the homework. Like, I could put it off, but, like, say, like, something's due Sunday night at 11:59, and I don't do it until that, like, an hour late, or, like, I don't know.
An hour beforehand?
Yeah, and, I can't... Let me cut this.
You can just say whatever and we can cut this.
Basically, say something's due at Sunday night, 11:59.
Yeah.
If I don't do it, like Friday night, like, I will think about it the whole weekend and you won't, like, be happy. Like, it's just gonna keep there. I have that exact
issue.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I gotta finish something, like for example, this is my thing where it's like, let's say you have a test on Friday, but your teacher isn't there, and then you have to have the test on Monday. Oh my God, that's gonna be the worst weekend of my entire life because I cannot for some reason sit down and be like, I have to relax now. Like, it's the weekend, but I can't because there's something, like, I heard, like, this has to do with ADHD. I don't think I have ADHD, but I've seen this on TikTok, which is, like, #1 credible source on the internet, is TikTok. But I've seen it where it's, like, something with, I don't think I have ADHD. I don't
know. Sometimes I think I do. Sometimes I think I don't. Sometimes I think I have OCD, but then...
Yeah.
It's, like, one of those things, like, oh, you think you might have it, then other times you're like,
normal,
no.
Yeah. But yeah, that situation, oh my God, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, just like the stress.
Yeah. Okay, back to, we kind of went off on a different rant. But, like, how do we balance that then? That, like, stress. Because for me, I know what I like. For me, what I like to do is kind of take a step back. Even though my mind's thinking about it, like, you can't really control your mind. That's what I've kind of learned to adapt is, like, I can't really control what I think, but I can control my actions and what I do. So I try to, let's say something's putting a lot of stress on me, and I know, like, it has to be done, but not right now, not right at this moment, and it's causing me so much stress. I'm going to step away from it. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do something that I like, even though my mind is still, like, my mind's not going to shut down because I stepped away from this, but
you're just gonna, like, think about something else.
I'm gonna try to, like, physically take myself out of the situation because I feel like just doing that action and then coming back to whatever was stressing you, that kind of just gives you relief.
Yeah, it like freshens your mind too.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna think about it differently. Like,
that's true.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like, if I get too stressed about something, if my family life, like, gets too stressful, I take my dog on a walk. I go around the block.
Yeah.
And I come back and I feel more fresh. I feel happier. Like, it just, it helps a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Like, just simply stepping away from it. Okay, we're going to talk about something people don't really like, but it's good, but it's a really good way to relieve stress, and that's physical activity.
Yeah.
People hate it, and I'm a changed person because I've been going to the gym. Like, I'm at this point, I'm jacked.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So I love the words that like describe people that are muscular, like jacked, ripped. What else? Like they're crazy words.
I can't think of something.
You wouldn't know because you don't go to the gym.
Okay, whatever. No, I go when it's free in the summer. No.
When it's free in the summer. No. Yeah, because you're right there.
Yeah. I go during, like, school. Like, after school, like, my school, like, county prep offers, like, clubs where you get to work out. So I go for free. Yeah. I go to those. So I do exercise. I like exercising. Not every day, per se.
I don't like cardio.
But, yeah, I can't run.
I've been trying to.
I can't run on a treadmill.
This is the important message here, guys. You gotta try, okay?
You don't have to do what you don't like. You could try and do something else. Like, per se, I don't like running, but that doesn't stop me from taking a long walk.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But also, like, think about, like, how much achievement, like, for example, I hate running, but once I get on that treadmill and then afterwards I'm walking home and I'm like, oh my God, I just ran, like, that 1.5 miles. I'm like, that's, like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, think of that reward afterward. Like, think of those endorphins kicking in.
I know. I love when, after I work out, I just get so happy.
Yeah. Like, my body feels great.
Yeah, and I'm like, even if I'm sore, I'm just like, I did that.
Yeah.
I accomplished that.
Yeah. Also, this might be a little weird, but I like when I work out and I feel physically sore because I don't know. It's like something about it's like I really did that. Like I really.
I don't like when I can't move sore.
Okay, that's true.
I like little. Oh, my arm. It's little like
it's
hurts
like
a little.
I lifted a little too much. Now my heart. Yeah. Like obviously nobody wants to be like stiff as hell.
Yeah.
But like but yeah, think of that that accomplishment that you have, like how proud of yourself you're gonna be after doing that thing that you've been putting off. And also I've noticed physical activity has like, I don't know, it does get my mind off things. Like if I step away, like I like doing crocheting, I like baking. I feel like when I do those things, my mind is still on whatever, because I really struggle with taking my mind off things. If something's bothering me, I'm gonna think about that for so long. It's like one of my biggest flaws. Like if something I don't like, it's gonna be in there for so long.
I'm the opposite. I get away and I make myself not think about it. Like really? I will do whatever. And I don't know. I'm lucky, so I push things back. Or I won't say I'm lucky. I wish I had that ability. I push things so far back into my head and I forget about them. Because like I don't like being unhappy. I'm a happy person. So when I get stressed out or something's been on my mind, I get myself out of that situation. I make my mind forget about it. Like, I can't I can't keep thinking about it. Like,
Really?
I can't.
That's my fault. Like, I can't do that. I physically can't do that. Like, that's, like, my thing where it's, like, I can't. But I've noticed when I exercise and, like, I go, I lift or do whatever, I feel like that gets my brain out of it, and I like that, actually.
Even if you go for, like, a half an hour, you're, like, a changed person after, because you forget about it.
Not a changed person, but it definitely, like, it does help me do that. I can't do that, though. Like,
You can't?
putting stuff on, like, the back burner, it's really hard for me. It's like one of my things I struggle with most because it affects the quality of my life. Obviously, let's say I'm on family vacation and I spend this entire weekend like stressing about something. It ruins it because like yes, you're there present in body, but you're not present in mind. And like, what's the point of being present in body when you're not present up here? You know? And I think that's like kind of an issue. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus exercising, you're gonna have a great night's sleep.
Yeah. No, it helps with your sleep a lot. I love that. So yeah, do something that you like and do physical activity. I know it sucks, but you're gonna be so proud of yourself. You're gonna be so proud. Like, bro, my face was like so red, but like I walked back home, I was like, bro, I did that. I was like, how did I even do that? Okay. This is kind of off track, Abigail, but it came to my mind, so I wanted to ask if you do the same thing. So I feel like sometimes this is not a good thing. I don't recommend this, but this is like, we're being honest, so I'm gonna talk about it, okay? I feel like if I'm put in something that I really don't like, or it's putting a lot of pressure in my life, or when things get overwhelming, I feel like I get into my own head, like I don't know. I feel like I like disassociate a lot, where it's like I step away from.
Oh, you go into like autopilot.
Autopilot?
So like you're going through the motions.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
You're not there, like in the moment.
Yeah.
Because you're so like you're thinking about other things at the moment.
I don't know. I sometimes that happens to me, but it's like kind of like. I take myself away from what, like, it's so, I don't really know how to explain it, but we're being honest, so I'm talking about it. We're destigmatizing here.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
It's like, I kind of, what's it called? What was the word? I disassociate, like, where it's like, I kind of, like, take myself, like, I'll be sitting down and then I'm just, like, completely in a different...
Yeah.
Like,
you're thinking about something else. Like
it's like completely dissociating into whatever. Like it's like into like just bliss or whatever. It's like it doesn't happen often, but when things get overwhelming, that does happen to me. Where I'm just sitting down, I'm just like my mind is in a completely different world.
I don't think that happens to me.
Yeah,
I think about it like if it's like really, really stressful, but I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Sometimes I do that. I go into autopilot a lot.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like in school I do that.
Yeah, because like I'm going through the motions, like I walk in the hallway, like, and I don't even remember going in the hallway.
No, because I think it's kind of like we're used to it. It's like a routine. You go from this period to this period to this period to this period. That's like kind of like a routine. Also, they need to change up school because it's like it's done in a way where it's like so repetitive. Like I've had a friend come up to me. It's like, aren't you tired of just doing the same thing over and over and over again? And that's kind of where you have to step in and be like, today I want to go do this, and today I want to do that. I want to spend time with my friends. I want to do this. I want to talk to my, whoever member in your family.
I feel like you need so much permission, like, especially from adults. Like, just doing the simplest thing, like walking the hallway, you'd be afraid, like, somebody's going to come up to you and be like, oh, where's your pass?
Yeah, like,
it's
that's
just
so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think we're gonna freaking do? Like, yeah. I also think at this stage, I hate asking permission from, like, my parents. Is that weird? It's like maybe it's in that teenage stage where it's like, just let me do it. Like, what do you, like, I feel like for me, it's like, again, this might be because I have immigrant parents, but it's like, you trust me. Just let me do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like they put kind of like a bubble. They want to put you in a bubble. They want to keep you safe.
I've heard about that from immigrant parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom trusts me. Like, I'm getting what you want.
My mom trusts me. I'm not saying she doesn't.
No, my mom trusts me, and, like, she just doesn't question it. She's, like, happy that I'm doing my own thing, that I have independence.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's, like, she installed that in me. She's, like,
my mom thinks I should have independence and be on my own and all that stuff, but it's kind of like she still wants to keep me in that bubble. And I guess it's, like, kind of her protective, kind of motherly instinct is to keep me in that bubble.
I just want to say, though, like, about that last part, because I just wanted to add one thing.
Yeah.
I also have immigrant parents, and I want to say that is probably the most real thing that I've heard, because it always feels like my mom puts me in like a little bubble, right? Like
Yeah.
she says, yeah, you can have your own independence, but then later on comes and she's like, no, but you know.
Yeah.
It feels like you're.
You want to make a special appearance? Come in.
She wants to. No, but it's that thing where it's like they want you to be an adult, but they don't let you do adult
Yeah,
things.
exactly. It's kind of like they want you to be an adult. They want you to have all these things, but
Yeah.
then when it actually comes to it,
You're
to
a
that
child,
part, you're
yeah.
still a child to them. You're still their like little baby. They don't want to let you go because they're like scared, you know, because they don't know
Yeah.
this world. They want you to, you know, stay by
Yeah.
them.
And okay, I'm gonna be honest, that pisses me off. You can't want me to speak and act like an adult and then treat me like a freaking child.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, just treat me let me be a child then. And
Yeah.
don't, have these expectations for me.
You have the responsibilities of an adult, but still they give you. You have the responsibilities of an adult, but they give you the allowance of a child. Like you have the responsibility. Like they give you all these grand responsibilities. Have good grades. Do all this. You should start working. You should look for a job.
Yeah.
But then they still treat you like a little kid. So which one is it?
Yeah. It's it puts you in a confusing, kind of space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think parents should just treat you like adults or just completely just do that. I think there should be a transition period where it's do this and then it's kind of bouncing back and forth between being a child and being an adult, because that's what being a teenager is. It's being an adult, and it's that transition period where you're going from a child to someone who has their own responsibilities, and you're paying taxes and you're working a job, and you can't expect us to hop from one phase to another. There should be a transition where it's I don't know, maybe it has to do with better parenting, and I feel bad talking about immigrant parents because they've been through so much, but that doesn't mean, I don't know, they've been through so much, but we still have to be honest.
You don't want the pressure of having to take all of I don't know,
it's that there's so much, I don't know,
responsibility. You don't want that guilt of
yeah.
or, I don't know, guilt. What's a good word?
It is. You feel guilty. You feel you don't come from an immigrant family or whatever.
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't.
Somebody did something really, really, really important for you. Mm-hmm. And then now you spend the rest of your life feeling like you have to repay them and being something better.
Yeah.
Because look
You're
at what
in debt with them.
for my family, they left their entire family behind. My dad was a teacher, and now he works in New York as a he works in New York. Let's just keep this private. But he works in New York, and it's he's teacher is a good it's not a bad position. And my my mom was around her family with her mother, with her brothers. She lived in a community where now she had to learn an entirely new language. They had to find jobs and blah blah blah. It's not light. Mm-hmm. It's not light, and yeah, it's you feel that pressure.
It's very heavy on you,
yeah,
at least.
You got to be something.
Yeah.
You can't just be nothing, because then it's yeah.
Just one last thing. It's kind of it's what my mom always says. I took so many risks to be here, or it took me so much effort to be here. Don't just be another hassle in my life. She doesn't say that to me. She means don't add any more hassles, right? Try your best to succeed in school and stuff, and that puts a lot of pressure on you, because it's you don't want to be a hassle to the person who already took so many hassles to be here. You know.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's it's really, I don't know, it's about managing it, and it's not easy, because it's you have so much pressure on your back to be, and I guess this does fit into us talking about stress and stuff, but yeah, it's crazy, dude. That's if we end on this entire meaningful conversation, it's it's crazy. It's
it's crazy.
But yeah, it's so much pressure, and I think we, as parents, they need to, I don't know how to
just put
phrase
less
it.
pressure on you.
It's all about navigating it and living your life in a way that pleases you, but also doesn't completely, it should.
You don't want to abandon your family, but you also don't want to be
we don't
in
mean
there.
it abandoning it as in completely taking them out of your life or anything, but it's I don't know. There should be
you want to move on with your life, but you don't want to
yeah. There should be open communication and open conversation, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a heavy topic talking about this, and yeah. But yeah, guys, I hope you liked that.
Yeah, life is very stressful.
Yeah, concluding thoughts.
Yeah, you just need to find ways
just need to
you
breathe,
can handle it.
I feel that the entire episode is Abigail being dude, you just need to breathe.
Yeah. It's okay. You just need to find a way to relieve stress.
Yeah.
Find an outlet. Mine is taking my dog on a walk.
Find an outlet is the best advice.
Yeah.
Find an outlet, because when you find the right one, you'll feel so much more at ease. Mm-hmm. And talk with your parents. Be honest with your parents. I think a common misconception is like they know everything and they're right with everything, and that's not true. This is a learning process for them as much as it is for you. So talk to them. If you don't like something, don't be like, I don't like it, but like explain it. And I know with immigrant parents, they hate talking about emotions, and that's what the next episode's gonna be about, like about culture. It's actually about culture and stuff. But yeah, talk. It's fine. It's fine, dude. Even if they don't listen that much, it's fine. You let everything out. And once you let it out, it's just gonna be, you're gonna feel at ease. I feel like I like ranting.
It's gonna be hard at first, but later on, it's gonna be better.
Yeah. So yeah, stress is, everyone has it. Clearly.
Yeah.
You can't avoid it. It's unavoidable. And for people like not Abigail, where she could put everything on the back burner, and people that are a little bit more pressurizing themselves, I don't think that's a word, but people like that, don't worry about it, dude. You'll figure it out. Find an outlet for yourself, whether that's going to the gym or walking your dog, or I like reading. Reading is fun too. Find an outlet for yourself, because there's one out there for you. You just gotta you gotta experiment.
Even watching TV, I love watching TV. You just get into their world and you forget about your own.
That is disassociating, Abigail.
Yeah, whatever.
That's what I was saying, and you were like, "What is that? I've never seen that in my life." It's okay.
It's okay.
That's kind of like what I meant. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate it. If you have any requests of things we should talk about, or any advice that you want to share to others, you can let us know. You can comment on the podcast. We're going to post some of the clips on Instagram. So check us out at hudson.county.ylc, all lowercase. Plug yourself. You want to plug yourself? Follow me at...
I'm okay.
Okay, well... Okay.
Or, wait, yeah.
Oh no, she's pulling out her phone. Abigail.
I want to make sure my Instagram is, I'm going to say it right.
Oh, yeah.
Abigail R.15 or Abby's Gal. That's where I post my Instagram. Not Instagram. That's where I post my photography.
Oh yeah, Abby's a photographer. Well, no,
Yeah.
Abigail's a photographer. Yes.
Yeah, I'm in the photography major.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for okay, that's enough. That's calm down.
You said plug.
Thank you so much for listening, and see you next time. Next time we're talking about culture and how mental health is stigmatized in some of the cultures. We kind of talked about that a little bit here.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Bye.
Bye.